Welcome to another episode of You Both Suck. It's your boy, Kunal Aurora.
And Dara Pollock.
Here we are, another episode. Thanksgiving in the building.
I'm so excited.
Thanksgiving is such a fun holiday.
Thanksgiving is like my Super Bowl, even though I also appreciate the Super Bowl for those snacks, but I friggin' love Thanksgiving.
Please tell me, why is it your Super Bowl?
Because I love to cook and
Yes.
I like to think good at it, and I don't know, and I love to eat, so it's just kind of a fantastic, melange
This
of all
is the most
these things.
American response. I like to eat.
Well, also, it's one of the few holidays where when you see a bunch of beige food, I have to say beige food does not get enough credit because it's actually really good. We always want colors.
That's such a strong, I like
Think
that.
about it.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it makes
Thanksgiving is a celebration of
brown
beige food.
Beige food, yeah, sorry.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm okay, great. Now
Yeah.
I'm hyped. So let's
Well, because it's true.
Yes.
Think about it, but I'm
Right.
just saying it is say it again, a celebration.
of beige food. Wait, why can't you say it?
No, because I said it wrong before.
You said
and
it brown
I
beige, same
feel like
shit.
It sounded racist.
Yeah, you think it sounds racist. That's on you that you think it's racist.
I know.
Say it. I want you to say it. Thanksgiving is a celebration. Say it.
Thanksgiving is a celebration
Of minority colored foods. No, all right. No, we're not going to say that. We're not going to say that. We're not going to say that.
Amazing, but yeah.
Yes, and I love how excited you are for Thanksgiving.
Ooh, it's the best.
It's your excitement gets me hyped.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's amazing.
So let's just jump right into our FMK.
Let's do it.
Okay? Because
Yes.
we had beef before
We had beef about
before
this.
the FMK. No turkey, straight beef before the FMK started.
Yep, we did.
Because we were deciding what to throw in the
Right.
top three.
And I felt like it was no friggin' question.
Yes.
Mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, of
Yes.
course. And in my mind, it's green bean casserole.
Right.
Maybe yams. And you said,
Mac and cheese.
what is this insanity?
Okay.
Okay,
Please-
first of all, wait, can I just tell the people that
Yes.
when we were talking about this, when I said mac and cheese is not a Thanksgiving food, your response was, okay, I'm feeling violent.
You know what? I said I'm feeling violent, and the other thing I wanted to say was,
Yep.
you're not a Thanksgiving food. Like an utter child.
I was like a child. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this mac and cheese it's been fought.
Okay.
It's been fought against. It's been discriminatory. Predatory?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are you trying to talk about the persecution of mac and cheese
yes,
right now?
the persecution of mac and cheese has gone on for far too long.
This is not right in
This
any
is
way.
what it is.
You-
It's been treated poorly, mismanaged,
Okay.
mishandled.
Hang on. I
Yeah.
will agree in some senses
Yeah.
that mac and cheese, first of all, persecuted, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. However,
The
mismanaged.
injustice of mac and cheese must no longer continue.
The mismanagement, though, I will agree with because you can, and this was part of the reason I didn't want to include it, though, is like you can butcher a mac and cheese really easily. It's one of those things that it's so good, but if you fuck it up, it can be so dry.
Disgusting.
So I'm saying the mismanagement I'll agree with, but
Yes.
sorry, in terms of persecution,
Yeah.
no one is more persecuted than Green
mac
Bean
and cheese
Casserole.
dreams of a world where we're not judged
You know what? Be the change, Kunal. Be the change.
by the content of our character,
Okay.
but by the color of our food skin.
Yep. Beige.
Yeah, beige.
food. Okay, but so
All right.
here's the thing. I just feel like mac and cheese, you can have it year round. So to me, it just doesn't associate in my brain with Thanksgiving. I'm not saying I haven't had it at
Sure.
Thanksgiving. I have. My family doesn't do it. We just don't. I might
Gross.
change that this year, though.
Good.
I might change that.
You will change that with my mac and cheese.
I was going to say, if your mac and cheese is as good as you say, maybe
Yes.
I'll steal your recipe and I'll change that.
Mine's incorporated from a few different recipes.
Okay.
Also from Paula Deen because I don't give a damn.
Because I don't give a damn. That's great.
I don't give a damn, and I don't care. That woman may be a bigot, but that's
Yeah.
not my problem.
But you know what? She's a bigot who uses butter, and you got to respect
That's
that.
exactly what it comes
You gotta
down
respect
to.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why for me, I was like, it's just not in my mind a Thanksgiving connection. But when you say green bean casserole, everyone fucking thinks of Thanksgiving. I don't care if you don't like it. That isn't the question. It's whether it belongs on the Thanksgiving table, and that is green bean casserole.
The other one was,
rest my case.
Okay. Wow. Preemptive hammer striking. That's a huge penalty. I'm going to move that hammer a little bit over.
Damn it.
So we're going to, the other one that was sort of discussed but not allowed was the yams with marshmallows.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that that's a phenomenal thing.
Do you?
I do like it
Not
a lot.
fan.
I never really, but we left it to the voters. We let the people decide.
We did.
And they said green bean casserole.
Right.
Or the yams with the marshmallows.
Exactly.
And then you made an executive decision, like a tyrant, and you made a decision to go, we're going to go green bean casserole.
Yep.
So today's FMK is stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy, green bean casserole. I'm going to say right off the bat, kill green bean casserole.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming.
I knew that was coming.
Okay? And here is the twist. Fuck stuffing.
Okay.
Okay? The reason why is because stuffing it's a yearly thing. And like mistakes that you make,
They come but once a year.
they come but once a year.
Okay.
And therefore, you
Okay.
gotta fuck stuffing.
Right.
Okay? When she calls, you gotta answer. You gotta be like, hello, stale bread. Let us get wild.
Fair.
And then you gotta marry mashed potatoes and gravy. I mean, this is a year-round event. She can show up in any meal.
Yep.
She shows up in different cultures.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The potato that is mashed with gravy, I mean, come on.
It's so good.
Soft and pillowy. So many different ways to make
Have
it.
you ever had mashed potatoes made with a ricer?
With a ricer?
Yeah.
No.
It makes them like a puree. It's so good. It's buttery.
I love
it's
them all.
smooth.
The first time I had mashed potatoes, I was 18 years old.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What
It's
kind
crazy.
of
I know.
upbringing
I
is
understand.
this?
I understand. It's disgusting. I'm not happy
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
But here I am. Okay, an underprivileged kid who made it out the hood. And let me tell you something. I'm out here, and ever since then, mashed potatoes with the skins on.
Okay.
With
Oh,
the skins on,
interesting.
I throw enough garlic to kill a vampire.
Okay.
Let's get nuts.
Okay, so hang on. That actually is, once you threw in the garlic, I could get behind that because it becomes a rustic, hand mashed situation.
Yes.
But for Thanksgiving, I want the smooth potatoes and a smooth gravy.
I understand.
Okay.
But the fact that she's so versatile.
I agree. No,
which
I agree.
is why you marry her.
Okay.
What do you got?
Okay, so I'm also on the same page. I will marry mashed potatoes and gravy.
Beautiful.
Obviously. I'm going to fuck the green bean casserole.
Of course you would.
Yeah, goddamn right I will.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to kill the stuffing.
That is crazy.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is why, because I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, and I'm okay with it. Because I, over the years, have been subjected to horrible stuffings. And listen, we were poor. We ate stovetop. I love stovetop. I'm saying it. I'm trash. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to subject the world to your trauma?
You're goddamn right I am.
Okay,
That's what this
that's
is
great.
about.
Good job. Good.
Listen, I go
Yeah.
show up to people's houses. They have soggy stuffing. They got stuffing with like raisins in it. The first time I saw stuffing with fruit, I was having an internal
So
meltdown.
raisins no go? Cranberry no
I
go?
don't like it in my stuffing. I know that a
Ever
lot
had
of people
stuffing
do.
made from scratch?
That's the thing is I'm used to stovetop. God damn it!
It's I honestly feel like this is I feel like I'm having a podcast with those dogs that have been chained up their entire lives, and now that I'm telling
love
them
stovetop.
now that I'm telling them that you can
Don't
walk
care.
on grass and there's like dog owners who are like who will treat you well, you're just looking at me going "Arr!" Like that's all I hear. All I hear is a lot of that.
Stovetop is great stuff. I won't hear
It's
otherwise.
not bad. Stovetop is fine.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Thank you. It's consistent.
If you want to go stovetop, that's totally understandable. But a world exists out
But
there.
see,
that's better.
that's the reason why I wanted to kill it, because in my mind, I'm like, I know that this is not like the best stuffing you could have. But the stuffings that I've tried that were homemade, I gotta tell you, never really enjoyed them. Maybe I just got used to the trash. Never really liked them.
Absolutely. You
don't
know
know.
what? I think
That's my-
sometimes stovetop and a little bit of meth, they go the distance. Sometimes-
Listen, stovetop and a little bit of gravy too.
Yeah, a
Just
little
mix
bit
it
of
all
gravy
together.
on top. Maybe sprinkle some fentanyl. We're having a party. We're having a
I
real
also
party.
make a homemade green bean casserole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use the canned shit. I don't use canned green beans. I'm not using canned cream of mushroom soup. I make that shit from scratch, and I'm telling you, it's better than the version of like the canned stuff. So that's why I will be fucking the green bean casserole. That's
Fair
why.
enough. I completely get that.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask this, though, and it does sort of transfer into Thanksgiving. When you have a Thanksgiving meal,
Yeah.
is there music playing in the house?
Yes, maybe. Actually, I never even thought of that.
I've just been thinking about this a lot. It's just like
No.
my family, we never did, and it was always mad weird.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then,
no.
like, recently we started playing like a little bit of jazz. It really, you know what?
Interesting.
You know what it does? It fills the space
Okay.
with music, and I think it's such a good feeling
Right.
that I think it's necessary.
I mean-
because family, when you get them together,
Yeah.
disgusting people. These are people you don't have a
yeah.
choice. This is family. You can't
Yes,
pick them.
true.
So I think keep in mind, a little music goes a long way so this way you don't have to hear your cousin's opinions.
Well, that's true. Also, though, football. We keep on football usually in the
Yes.
background. So it's
Right.
definitely got some background noise, but
Needed.
it's usually not music. But
Right.
music comes into play for me during Christmas. Me and my mom will always have the oldies station.
The
playing.
oldies. I love the oldies.
We love the oldies, little 50s, 60s stuff.
Oh,
so,
is that how they danced? Is that how they danced? I love it.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring up music is
Mm.
because you and I had this conversation the other day, and we were talking about first CDs, first tapes.
Yes.
And I want to know what other people's first CDs and or first tapes. This is just like back in the day, people
Yes. Mm-hmm.
used to have, this is my first album, my first vinyl.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, let's do first CDs because I think that's a little less embarrassing. Because first tapes, it's always you know what I mean? You're younger, your palette of music hasn't really been, you know what I mean? You haven't been
Yeah.
exposed to much.
Right.
First CDs, I bought 2 CDs when I first got my first CDs. What were yours?
Okay. I bought one CD the first time, but I could tell you the first 2 if you want.
Sure.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
My first CDs, I'm actually not that embarrassed by. Tapes, we'll get to that.
Okay.
My first CD was Red Hot Chili Peppers' One Hot Minute
Fantastic.
and Green Day Dookie.
I mean, that's annoyingly good.
I mean, well, hang
Like,
on.
I'm like irritated. Those are your answers.
Why, thank you. But
Yeah.
also, I like kind of agree. But what's funny is I think One Hot Minute is actually the like least popular of
It doesn't
the Red
matter.
Hot Chili
Once
Peppers.
you say Red
know?
Hot Chili
I
Peppers,
know.
the whole canon's pretty solid.
Listen, I'm a cool fucking person. I
It
don't know
just
what to
says
tell
you
you.
started listening to them before they were cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So mine was Blink 182.
Okay.
What's the Enema of the State?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Fine.
not bad.
It's
Yeah.
not. But then Limp Bizkit, Hot Dog Water, and Chocolate Starfish. That one, or Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Water.
right.
It was a lot. It was
Okay.
It was like so bad to get that album.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 good songs on it, and then I regret it immensely.
Okay.
Because it's like once you
mean,
buy them, you can't unbuy them.
you can't. I mean, it's gonna live with you forever. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. Is like I feel like my first CDs were pretty solid
They were
choices.
stellar choices.
Thank you.
Now let's get to these tapes, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if your tape thing, you're embarrassed and it's not that bad, I'm throwing your meditative pillow at you or whatever the hell that is.
It's a weighted pillow.
Weighted pillow, yes, right.
Thank you, Quiet Mind,
Right.
for not sponsoring this. But
Fair enough. But yeah, it better be nasty.
it's pretty fucking bad.
Go.
My first tape that I
Yeah.
ever bought was. Do you remember? It was actually a single. It wasn't an album.
Same. I bought a single also.
Okay, it
Yeah.
was Informer by Snow.
Phenomenal.
Informer. You know, like a boom, boom, down.
Yeah. That's how everybody sings the song.
Everyone.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Nobody knows the lyrics. We're all just going Informer.
And we also do this with our hands.
yeah.
What is that?
Because we don't know the lyrics. We're just trying to rationalize. We're negotiating. And honestly feels that single feels like you're in another country trying
it
to learn the
does.
language.
It does. And then the best part though is there's one part of the song that is actual like English and I know every word to that part.
Phenomenal.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Can you do you know it off top or is it just or like it used to?
Hold on. Fuck. If like I heard it right now,
Yeah, it click in
it
your mind.
would click, but
Of
now that
course.
I'm on the spot, it's not
it's
coming.
too much stress.
It's not
That's
coming.
fine. So
Yeah.
that is a terrible.
Thank you.
That is
told
a
you.
terrible, terrible single. It's of the times.
Yes,
I
it
will
was-
say
yeah.
it's of the times, and I respect that. I respect that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
My single. All right.
I can't wait.
I
Oh,
got.
are you gonna play it?
No. I'm not
Oh.
gonna play it. Because I just want to make sure I have the right song.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. My single. 5. When the lights go out.
Baby, when the lights go out,
Nah.
every single word cannot express. Oh my God.
Yes.
Wait, that is so not what I was expecting
Yeah.
you to say. Wait, why is it that I had Informer
Yeah.
and you have the boy band?
I know. It should be completely opposite.
It should be completely. Wait,
And
that's insane.
5. I bought 5. Baby, when the lights go out. It came out in 1998.
Okay.
I was 14.
I was going to say, you're kind of old for that.
Yo, don't be
Dude,
out here
dude.
judging, you piece of trash. Okay?
Sorry, I was like 10 when I bought the Informer
Oh, so
tape.
I'm a late bloomer. I'm so sorry. I still had a cassette deck.
I mean, no, that's true. Actually, that's
Sure.
fair. We all still had tapes for quite a while after
Right.
that. But that's amazing that that's your what was going on in your brain that you made that choice?
I remember hearing it and going, this speaks to me.
No.
In a way that I can't understand. That baby, when the lights go out. And I mean, all I
Oh
was
my
doing
God.
was jerking off. That's really, it's not like I have like a girl coming over. I mean, at that point I had lost my virginity, but like that's fine.
Which, yeah, we talked about it on the previous episode, which is insane. But yes.
Right. I was 13, but still,
my
most of the
God.
time, it's just me masturbating. So it's like me singing it to myself. Baby, when the lights go out, I'm saying it to me.
I can't with that. Wow, that's amazing. Do you remember what your follow-up tape was after that? Because I remember my next tape, which was like not as embarrassing.
Right. I don't know. I think
Like, did you make up for it? Is my point.
I don't think I did. I think this is what happened. I bought that single.
Yeah.
Then I got CDs.
Right, okay.
Right. And then I started burning my own music.
Oh yeah, I mean same. Oh,
yeah.
we got it. Do you have any photos of your old CDs? Because I do, and let me tell you, I don't know how I didn't know I was ADHD based on those CDs because it was such a mix of crap, and I never even labeled them. I would literally put a bunch of shit. 1998.
Yeah.
Random shit. 1999.
Yes.
Literally,
yes.
that's what I would
The
name my
amount
CDs.
I would name my CDs. I had House Mix 1.
Oh yeah, of course, exactly. House
as
Mix
if like
1.
I was as if I was Tiesto all of a sudden, and like, oh, this is DJ Kunal just getting out here with different CDs. Like, please,
Volume 1.
Volume 1, right?
Yeah.
House Mix.
Oh my
Random
God.
Mix.
Yep.
Rock, Rap Mix.
Yep.
All those mixes.
Exactly.
All those mixes.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna put that up somewhere because I definitely have a Christmas CD that I play to this day, and it's called. This is embarrassing. It's called The Ill Christmas Shit.
Did you say the ill Christmas shit? That is. I want people's CD names.
Yes.
Your burn mixes.
I wanna see
Give
them.
me your
Yes.
burn mixes. I'm about to confess this to you.
Okay.
You know what I once put on a CD? I once put the 3 different versions of Sunset Boulevard As If We Never Said Goodbye by 3 different artists singing the same song.
Why?
Because I loved the way that they each had their own rendition. I had one by Barbara Streisand,
Oh my God. It
Glenn
gets worse.
Close, and Patti LuPone.
What is happening? Okay. Weird also that you are anti-theater. You just named like 2 heavy hitters.
I don't care.
Oh my God,
I'm
I
not
can't with
against theater. I'm against musical theater.
Okay, also-
However, I understand that this falls within that range, but you have to understand something.
Sure.
As If We Never Said Goodbye, sung by Norma Desmond, played by these 3 different actors, is a phenomenal thing. And the fact that if
Okay.
you can tell the difference between each of those 3 artists, you are in a league of your own. Okay, Glenn Close,
say
the
so.
ever consummate actor.
Yeah.
All right, Barbara Streisand, the ever consummate singer, and Patti LuPone, the double threat.
All handsome women, if I do say so myself.
You're damn
Yeah.
right. You're damn right.
I stole that joke from Family Guy. Okay, well, great. I'm glad
Yeah.
we wrapped that up, but I do want to see people's burned CDs.
Yes.
If you have photos of them or your first tapes, we want to see it. So,
Yes, tag us.
Tag them. Tag them and bag them.
Tag and bag them. All right. We got an amazing submission.
Yes, we do.
Man, that really got me excited.
Yeah, I know. Same. I'm like so hyped up.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a good submission for today. It's actually pretty fitting for this like Thanksgiving episode too. It is football related. Well, sports related, but
Yes,
football.
of course.
I'm 33, female, and in NYC. Recently, I got into an argument with my boyfriend of about a year about his level of sports fandom, which is off the damn charts. He gets so invested in the games and will basically miss my birthday to watch the Giants or the Jets. That didn't happen, but I'm using it as an example because thankfully my birthday is in the spring, aka baseball season, which he is less passionate about. Anyway, that's the other thing. He doesn't even have a favorite team. He just loves watching New York football. So it's Giants and Jets. And he'll watch other games too, just for fun. So it's on all the time, every weekend, and we can never do anything if it's interrupting a game. It drives me insane. He's a grown-ass adult man and will act like a baby over the Jets or Giants losing a game. He will be in a bad mood because of it, and I've tried to explain that it's just a game, and he just says, I don't understand. So the other day, I said we should compromise and watch one game and not the other, and he agreed, but acted like a little bitch the entire time we were doing what I wanted. So I told him from now on, I will be withholding sex all weekend as long as he forces me to watch football. He said that was unfair and childish, and I said so is crying over football. I don't want to end things with him because this feels like it should be an easy compromise, but literally, what am I supposed to do?
Phenomenal submission.
Phenomenal. I love the little, digs. So is
digs.
crying over football. Amazing.
I love the digs, but let me just kick this off.
Go for it.
If I may.
You may.
When you are dating a sportsman, a man who loves sports, ladies or men,
I wonder where this is going.
you have to ask yourself, who was your father?
What?
Okay? Because if your father was a sports person, loved sports,
Okay.
then this might have a place in your heart. But if it doesn't, then it may not. And you need to understand that because there's gotta be some sort of connection as to why you may want to keep a person like this in your life. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like there's gotta be like, you know what I mean? Like there has to be a connection to it. Because that's the only foreseeable reason I can understand why you would keep a sportsman in your life.
Well, hang on. There's difference between sportsman and then intense sportsman. This is intense sportsman.
Yes, this is an intense sportsman.
Right.
And but it's got to have some connection as to what. What is it?
Okay.
Are you you clearly are not a sports person.
Well, that's okay. So hang on, because I actually have a breadth of experience with this. I have dated multiple sports fanatics.
Yes.
And I have stories which we will get into. But I was actually, my dad is not a sports person. My dad
Right.
doesn't know shit about sports. Like he
Sounds like my kind of man.
Yeah, like he does not know anything.
He's my kind of guy.
Yeah, so for me though, I do like sports. I like baseball. I like football.
Every time I see you at a baseball game,
Here it comes.
I am sickened.
Baseball is such a fun game to go to.
You are the only person
Insane.
who's ever said that to me.
Are you serious?
That's ever said to me. I'm
hang
not saying
on.
it doesn't exist.
It's a slow game, but that's why going to a game is fun because it's not about watching the game. First of all, I'm a Mets fan, okay?
Yeah.
We are not going for the team anymore.
of course
we go
not.
for the stadium because
Right.
Citi Field is wonderful.
Yes.
And they have amazing food there. It's a great stadium. It's just a fun hang.
Right.
But
isn't that crazy that they need to come up with distractions
Yes, they do.
to create an interest in going?
Let me explain.
Doesn't that say enough?
It does, but
Yeah.
let me explain something.
Okay.
I was a diehard Mets person for years, and
Sure.
then it all came crashing down one day. It was September 28th, 2008.
Is that when they tore down the stadium?
That was the last game at Shea.
Okay,
It was
right.
the last game at Shea. I went to that game.
Of course you did.
Shut up.
Did you take a chair with you?
Okay, actually, wait, this is so weird. I did not take a chair, but I was sitting on the aisle seat and I was fidgeting with the plate thing that says like the seat number the entire game because it was just after a while clear that it was going to be a loss and it was an abomination.
Sure.
So I was like, I'm going to fucking take something from this team, from this stadium. They've given me nothing. I was livid. And I, at the end of the game, like finally just ripped it off. The nails went flying. They lost to the Marlins. They had this whole ceremony afterwards. It was like a fucking funeral. Ask any fan who was there.
Yeah.
I cried. I shed tears. It was at that moment that I decided I am done with this team
Right.
and I am done being this guy.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to get at.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Can I say something about?
Yeah.
I just want to. Here's a note. First of all, please fan away.
So reliving it was hard.
This is the problem with people like you
All right.
and the rest of these New York sports fans. Okay?
Okay.
All right? People that are New York sports fans, New Yorkers, The ones that are specifically fans of the Mets and the Jets.
I mean, we're masochists if that's where you're going.
Stop it.
Yeah.
All right? New York fans of the Mets and the Jets, enough.
Listen.
The last time the Mets won was 86.
Yeah.
The last time the Jets won was 69.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. Okay?
Yeah.
Let it go. Stop watching these games. Stop doing this to yourself. This is sort of, you know what this is? This is that person who's perpetually bums you out when you hang out. And you got to say to yourself, why am I going to entertain this? When I was a child, my father sat me down.
Yeah.
And the one time he wasn't yelling at us, he said, "Would you like to watch a Mets game, son?" And we watched a Mets game and they lost. Aww. And I said, "When will they win?" He goes, "They haven't won in years." And I said, "Well, then let's do this. Let's watch the games when they win." And my father has long since passed. But the point that I was trying to say is that might have been the one good thing that he gave to me was not watching the Mets and the Jets because they're losers.
Okay, hang on though.
Yeah.
Because there is something to be said about rooting for the underdogs. That's why I understand Mets and Jets fans in general.
I understand there's a point of an underdog. I get that, and I totally get that.
Yes.
But the dog has long since died. The dog is in heaven now.
But hang on.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying,
yes.
and I somewhat agree. That's why I'm Mets and Giants, because in my head I was
they won in 2012.
And before that too, I think 2007, 2008,
sure.
I believe.
Right.
But either way, point being is I was like, I have to be a fan of one winning team, and that doesn't count for now. But I'm just saying that was my decision. But also the act
That's a healthy decision, by the way.
I thought so. It was a balance, you know, but. My point is, I don't think it's wrong to be a sports fan. I think it's fine to be a sports fan, but people who get this invested, as I used to, and let it ruin my mood, and again, I've dated men like this too, it's bullshit. That you have to stop. I'm sorry. Crying over a game, I'm sorry. These people, you're not on the team. You're not making money if they win. Well, actually, I guess if you bet. If you're gambling.
But the line, he would miss my birthday.
He didn't, though.
He didn't.
Not yet.
But he wouldn't. But he would.
He probably would. I don't know.
What is that to me is an alert.
Yeah.
That's a huge alert. When the guy you're with chooses to watch men play catch.
No, sure.
Yeah. It's enough.
I agree.
Right. It's crazy to me.
Right. Well, so this is what I was just going to say too. So I dated a guy who was a producer of a sports talk radio show many moons ago. Okay. And I also dated a guy who was a football blogger, had a full-time job, but did this on the side. And as a person who did this, I respect it. Yeah. His dedication to that blog, though, was insane. And I mean, he watched every game because it wasn't just New York. It's a blog about football. And that was a little bit impeding on the but I mean, we didn't date for that long, but I'm just saying
what about the other guy, the producer guy?
Oh, the producer guy. So actually that's more fun stories. And he was also, on top of being this is his job, he was superstitious. There was a game. No, hang on.
I love it. No, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
I want more.
This was insane.
Give me the tea.
It was the Giants game. I want to say it was 2007 or 2008. It might have been a playoff game. I don't remember. But either way, we were in my apartment. This is when I lived in Manhattan. And he was superstitious. So I was sitting on the couch and he told me that I couldn't move from the couch because that was the good luck spot. And I was like, but I have to pee. And he was like, you're not going anywhere. And I was like, I think this is abuse, but I'm not positive.
It is. That's crazy.
It was insane.
You were held hostage.
I was held hostage.
You should have peed on the couch.
Because it was my couch.
Oh, well, that's no good.
But you see my point. It was that kind of intensity.
Do you see how stupid men are?
Of course
I
do.
You know what
I'm single for a reason.
This is the kind of stuff that this is when people go play blackjack and then they blame the dealer.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It has some sort of odd reasoning.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in Maine. I was at some blackjack, really crummy gambling, some casino. Okay. And some dude, the dealer left. And the guy looked at me and he was like, I don't trust Asian dealers. And I go, this is insanity. That's insanity.
I'm done.
Yeah. What? Are you a lunatic?
Yeah.
You're like, this kind of stuff. I've seen people watch games on dates.
Oh, yeah. No, that I can't deal with. I mean, but that is something that I did deal with both of those guys. If
you'd be out to dinner, they'd be watching games.
Oh, not watching, but they would check. Absolutely, they would check. Yeah, and especially if you're dating a guy, because gambling is super big now.
Right.
If you're dating one of those guys, I feel like that's got to be something too. I haven't dealt with that yet, but I feel like that's probably a pretty big thing.
During the pandemic, I started watching a lot of basketball.
Interesting.
Right? It was the only sport that was they were playing it in the bubble.
Okay.
So they were doing that, and I got really into basketball. And I
Why
was like,
basketball?
because it's a sport I like.
Okay.
So I started watching that. I was watching every game.
Right.
And then the playoffs happened, and then the next year I was all in it too. Mm-hmm. And then now I scaled. Like Dina's like, "Are you like a basketball guy now?" She was like confused.
You
She was
can't
like,
be.
Yeah. She's like, "This is so weird. How are you? You've never mentioned sports."
Right.
She's like, "You've hated sports."
Yeah.
And I go, "I get it." But then and then it's it didn't stick.
Right.
Like now I'll watch an occasional game if I have a
That's
night
what
off.
I'm saying.
It's that kind of stuff.
watch now, like I said, I went from being a diehard fan to now I will watch the Mets. I will watch the Giants. I hate going to football games because it's usually cold by the
Right.
time, whatever. So I don't enjoy that anymore, but I will watch occasionally, but I do not keep up the way I used to because
Right.
it's masochism at its finest. You're
So
just
you
asking
wouldn't
for it.
At this point, if you're building your ideal man,
Yeah.
the way that like a girl would do at 12,
Sure.
or a boy would do at 12,
Yeah.
Does your guy's not a sports guy?
Not a big sports guy. I do want a guy who's into sports, but in the way that I am. Like, would love to go to a game every now and then. Enjoys
What is
it
every now and then?
like once every few months, maybe.
Once every few months.
Like I literally went to 2 or 3 games this year, Mets games.
Okay,
and
2,
that's
3
not a
Mets
lot.
games.
That's not a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
if they said, "I don't want to go with you, but I want you to go,"
that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, I don't
Good.
care. Like if I was going with my
Can we just take a moment? I know there's nobody there to zoom in on her, but somebody should, okay? That's called making choices, hard stances. That's the kind of stuff that our submitter needs to do.
Actually, that's a good point because also, by the way, let's get back to the fucking problem.
Yeah.
We have gone on way too long about you and I. But
Right. But this tells you what we're into.
You're right.
And it makes it clear that you've
Yes.
made a hard choice.
Yeah, no, that's
And this
true.
is what this person should do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that her solution was the right solution.
Right.
Being, combating child behavior with more child behavior is not going to do anything.
Can I say something about the withholding sex?
It's hilarious. But
It's an insane
thing to do.
It's an insane thing to do.
Insane thing to do.
First of all, there was years, I mean, we're talking countless hundreds and thousands of years where men didn't care if you withheld sex.
That's a good
They
point.
just take it.
Right.
Okay? So now we're in a period where women can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And not to say that you shouldn't if you don't want. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but
I
it's
think
stupid.
though it's insane to do it.
It's stupid.
It's an absurd punishment
Right.
to enact on somebody. But you know what really sucks? That she's been put into a position
Where she feels like she has to.
yeah.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
You shouldn't like the fact that you're resorting to this type of behavior. I had a roommate
Yeah.
that would steal my food. Okay? And then he constantly stole
Yeah.
my food.
Okay.
And then the first time was a conversation. The second time was a stern conversation. The third time was yelling.
Right.
The fourth time he blamed another roommate. And then he blamed the roommate, and I went to the roommate. Roommate said, "Come on, man, you know I wouldn't."
Right.
And then I went back to the other guy and I said, "Listen, man, you steal my food, you've given me no choice. I will resort to violence." And I do not want to have to hit you, but I feel like you don't know what else. You don't know how to act anymore.
Yeah.
So I have to resort to this kind of behavior.
Did you punch him?
No, I
Oh,
did not.
okay.
No, we never resorted to violence.
Okay, but so that's the point, is that it got to that point because you're right.
Yes.
She did feel like she was out of options.
Yes.
And she thought, okay, maybe this would work. But
Right.
also I just feel like the withholding sex thing does not work.
It
I
doesn't.
don't think it does.
It doesn't. And I shouldn't even have to have threatened this man with violence. I should have left.
You're right.
I should have moved out.
Yeah.
I should have been like, I can't live here anymore.
Okay, but are you saying then that you think that she should leave this guy? I don't know that
It
I
comes
agree
down
with
to my
that.
next point.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is the big point I got to make. Dump him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that I agree with that.
I think that when you reach a point where this person has created such a problem in your life, you're lowering your worth value to be out here dating a dude who's acting like this.
Okay, I want to agree with you a little bit, but I also do know how hard it is to find somebody that you like enough to be dating for even almost a year to begin with.
I understand.
So
that.
I'm going
I
to respect
understand.
that.
I get that. The year thing to me was
Yeah.
like it wasn't long enough.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I think. I think it does, because here's the other thing too. it is, she said, almost a year. So this is her first year probably dealing with the sports fandomness,
Yes.
because sports comes but once a year
But
at
this-
different times.
right.
So if this, and also football is a pretty short season. So it sounds like she's just starting to like encounter this.
Right. Good
so-
point. Good counterpoint. Like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like timeline wise, I was like, okay, if it's, she's writing this in now, you know, maybe it was January, February, Super Bowl is happening, and you can understand the level of sports fandom around a Super Bowl, because that makes
100%.
sense. Everybody
Right.
gets more hype.
Yes.
So that was my kind of thinking. And I was like, give it a little time maybe, but it does need a conversation, because withholding sex ain't the way to go.
No.
And also, here's the other thing that I was going to say. I don't want to be against my fellow females here, but what did you make him do? She didn't tell us that.
What do you mean?
She said when we were doing what I wanted to do, he bitched the entire time. What did you make him do?
Stellar point.
What did you make him do?
Stellar point. Was it apple picking?
Was it apple picking? Was it a fall photo shoot at fucking Trader Joe's? I want to know what you made him do, because
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind that, but that's just me. That's just me. Fall
Actually,
photo
same.
shoot. Yeah. I'm
Actually,
okay
same.
with that. We could sit on the hay,
but
it'll be cute.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fall.
Right. So for the content, for the gram.
Exactly.
But maybe he's not into that.
And also, yeah.
I gotta take into consideration. I really gotta. If I was wearing a hat, I'd tip it your way. That's a good thing about maybe this is the first time she's dealing with it. But
Exactly.
I think the problem is with sports. This is something that is so deep seated.
Right.
That this is not something that like, oh yeah, maybe, because if he's not making these compromises now,
Oh, absolutely.
they're never gonna happen.
I did agree. Yeah, I wrote that down too.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
if
a
this,
tough situation to undo. And I'm not saying you need to change this guy. And I
No.
think a lot of women do fall into that trap of, oh, I could change him.
Exactly.
And I think that if it's sports and this is the way he's acting,
Doesn't-
how much more much of a hard or a rock that he's going to put you through that you got to deal with other matters.
I agree with that. It
Mm-hmm.
does show his lack of compromise so far, but again, we don't know what she asked him to do. That's number one.
Sure.
So if he was angry about it, bitter about it for whatever reason, it's
Mm-hmm.
not the best setup. So there's that. But then also, why can't she just do something else while he's watching the games? I understand it's probably a lot, but I'm just saying, like, every weekend football's on, and
Yeah.
also Mondays and Thursdays usually, but she said it's mostly New York teams, right? So let's say if you're just focusing on those two, maybe they're both on Sundays, maybe one's a Saturday and a Sunday, maybe go to brunch with one of your friends on Saturday or Sunday. And then just, I'm saying you don't have to be there all the time, and he doesn't have to be with you all the time.
Right.
So it's like,
but it's a year in. They're still excited.
I
You
understand
know what I mean?
that, but
in my relationship at this point, I'm excited. Like if she's doing something on her own,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, later. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, of course. But at the same time, what, you want to build a relationship off codependence? You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
saying.
Okay. Wise old Dara coming through.
I'm just saying.
I like it. Okay.
I like to establish that kind of stuff early on. Listen, I'm single and I'm aware of that. Okay.
Sure. No,
but
we get it. Yeah.
no one ever has mentioned in like my past relationships, my problems never ever have stemmed from you are too clingy and you're too needy and you want to be with me all the time. Literally
Sure.
never.
Right.
Maybe in my early 20s, but even then.
Everyone in the early 20s.
Right.
Everyone
just
in their
saying,
teenage years.
For the most part,
Yeah.
I am big on keeping your lives not separate, that's not the word, but keeping your lives going while also working this person into it.
Do you think that this person should maybe take that effort to try to find time away from this person
Yes.
during these football games?
I absolutely do, because I think
Interesting.
that might be the solution here, is to do some things without him while he's watching games, and then also do some things with him when he's like, do a little bit of both and see if that makes a big deal. Because if she's just stomping around the apartment while he's watching a game, yeah, that's going to get annoying to everybody after a while.
Yeah.
But if you're out doing something else on your own or
the
with your
childish
friends,
behavior of the results of the games
Right.
is
Oh, that-
disgusting.
that
that's
pisses me off.
that's
Absolutely.
why I'm very like I hear your points and I go, yo, she makes a good point. I'm
Yeah.
being a little too harsh. But then when I hear the whole childish behavior
Yes.
of the way that the game results have caused this person to act, I go, yo, get rid of this guy. This guy sounds like a loser.
I mean, that is also fair, and I did forget about that part. The acting like a baby when they lose, and like, she didn't say taking it out on, but I imagine that
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Yeah, it's probably a
That's
bad
huge,
mood.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually would take that more of a
crazy.
red flag than anything else, because I maintain that you could do separate things. But if let's say if this was me in this scenario and I go out to brunch with my friends, I have a fantastic time. I come back and my boyfriend's like fucking crying on the couch because the Jets just lost, and
Yeah.
then takes it out on me or is
Yeah.
acting like an asshole. yeah, I'd be out. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Then I'd be out.
Right.
But I'm saying if there's a compromise here, I think it's worth talking about it. I'm saying withholding sex, not the answer.
No. Yeah. Withholding sex is crazy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
your honesty meeting them on their level. And that's like
That's what I'm
wild
saying.
child behavior.
That's what I wrote too. I was like, it's fighting fire with fire. In
Absolutely.
this case, you're not going to help any matters by doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
God, sports people to me are such weirdos. I
mean,
don't understand it. As somebody who didn't watch sport, like I watched a little bit of basketball during the Jordan era,
right?
And that's
Same.
why like I watched more basketball as I got older. But like I've never been. Let's say for example, I've got a night in, and like my girl's like, oh, let's go out to eat.
Right.
I'm never like I have to watch the game that's on.
Yeah,
if I can make it in time, great. If I can't, literally I'm watching highlights and I go, this is enjoyable.
Right. Exactly. I understand
crazy.
that too. I mean, I grew up also not being my house was not a sports house. Let's put it that way. But my sports fandom did come from the guys that I dated. And
really?
That's how it started.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And that's actually
so cray.
what's funny about it too is that I'm a Mets fan. My mom's a Yankees fan.
Yeah, well, she's a winner. She knows what it is to
Listen.
That's the other thing too. If
Listen.
you're a New York sports fan and you're picking the Mets over the Yankees,
How dare you?
are a loser.
I will not
That's
do
really what
this.
it comes down to. Like it's just like you know what winning could look like and you choose not to because
Yeah.
they're in the Bronx.
Front runners.
It's
front runners.
Listen,
All of you front
everything
runners.
is about
You're
money.
from Queens. You should be ashamed.
I grew up in Flushing.
You should be ashamed.
I grew
That's
up
what I'm
in
saying.
Flushing,
You
and
grew
I
up in the
watched
home of the Mets.
when Shea Stadium was leveled. I lit a cigarette off its ashes, and I said, "Not today, losers!" And I flicked my ash on their ash, and I said,
Yeah.
"Time to continue on in my life." And then they built another stadium. I thought they were done.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the other thing too that I will say. When people move here from other places and they want to fit in with other New Yorkers, what hat do they buy? A fucking Yankee hat.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, because they don't know any better.
No,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Jay-Z said, I made the Yankee hat more popular than a Yankee can.
Than a Yankee can. Oh, than a Yankee can.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said a can. I
No.
didn't get it.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen,
That's.
I'm just saying when people who are like you think there's more Yankees fans because there's just a lot of people who don't live here walking around with a Yankee fitted. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, as an owner of a Yankee fitted, I am gonna buy a Mets fitted. I should do that. I'm obligated to.
Yeah.
It's actually should have been. It's sort of like when you have to do paperwork that you've long forgotten to do,
yeah.
and this is what it is. I need to do it. I get it, but at the same time, I'll never watch sports as such. And anybody who's so into it, that it would never impact my relationships.
That's what I was just gonna say too.
Sports,
you can't let that
sports
happen.
should never be, and I think this is a greater point to be made. Sports fandom should never negate any relationship you're in. It should only enhance.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would want to date somebody who's into sports, but not so into sports that it will affect things and or make them angry, like make me miss a brunch with my friends to watch a game or vice versa, whatever. Like, that I don't want to deal with. So I support that.
Okay.
But that's kind of where I'm at on that one.
Are you going to say you both suck or she sucks, he sucks? What's the deal?
Okay, so I think that this is a relationship that can be saved if both parties are willing to actually communicate about it and find a compromise that works for them. I think she also needs to assert a little more independence, as I've said, try to do some things separate of him and see if that helps. But because of the fact that instead of trying to find a real solution, she just went with, like you said, ran out of options and went with the childish thing, I'm going to have to do a you both suck.
I did not think you were going to go that way.
Really?
I really thought you were going to just lead it to he sucks but I think that her actions have kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like you could show more independence.
Yep.
You could show more assertiveness in your relationship.
Yeah.
You could show less petty behavior.
And also, I forgot to mention too, just also, it's putting a lot of weight on you. Like, don't let his bullshit affect your mood so much because he's in a bad mood. You got to be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or don't date somebody who does that to you anyway.
I mean, fair, but I'm just saying, like, don't let his actions and his mood around the game make you feel, because it drives me insane. Try not to let it drive you insane unless it's really impeding on your life and preventing you from what you want to do. Don't let it as much if you can.
Feelings are feelings.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, so we're gonna go. I'm in agreement. Oh, you both suck.
You both suck.
All right, fantastic.
Yay, we did it.
Submit your squabbles.
Send yo squabbles. We have our anonymous Google form on our Instagram. You could also email us, youbothsuckpodcast@gmail.com, but obviously that would not be anonymous. But if you don't care about anonymity, do that. And
We'll keep you anonymous.
Exactly. We're not going to tell you your name if you choose to email, but the forum is great. It works. We don't ask for anything else. We're not trying to get your social security. So yeah. And
Dara made me take that out of the form.
Follow us at You Both Suck Podcast. That's on Instagram and TikTok. I am at Dara Pollock.
I'm at All Day KCA.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.